everyone, welcome back to Tankers Club and to your daily dose of World of Tanks Blitz. As you can see, today we're going to talk about a good offer again in the store. We talked about already the Unbreakable Platoon, and today we're going to focus on the Tier 7 Premium Tank Destroyer, the T28 Concept. In my opinion, you don't want to miss this offer. Minus 75% for only 3k gold, 14 days of premium, the value of 1k gold already, a nice camouflage, tank fully equipped, 10 pieces of 5 times more crew combat and free XP, and the tank for only 3k is really great offer, good deal. And this is not any tank, this is the T28 Concept. If correctly played, really a beast and a great tank, because if we just take a look here, we got 203mm of armor from the front and 102mm from the side, and we really know that it's nearly impossible, especially for example if you are playing with it against tier 6 tanks. They will have huge problems to pen you from the front, or they will just not be able to pen you from the front and from the side, and you can also do good battles against tier 7 and tier 8 tanks. So this tank is for sure gonna help you to raise your win rate, especially in point of armor and beginner friendly if you always try to show your front armor. We have also a good DPM, we can reach 2.1k DPM. And yeah, just a great tank, great offer. And now let's go to the garage and take a closer look at this tank. I got this tank right now on my garage. Here we go, here is the beast. Let's take some APC earth shells. And guys, very important, if you use the gun rammer, you can reach even 2.5 DPM with this tank. This is really insane. I also use the enhanced armor to maximize the armor. As I said, we have already a good armor, but always if we have a tank with a good armor, use the enhanced armor just to make it nearly impossible for a lot of tanks to pin you. This is my opinion, I go for it, because for example playing, I don't know, with the VK 168, we have 250mm of armor, and if we can add, I don't know, 10mm of armor on that tank, so even some tanks when trying to use even APC air shells, then they are not going to pen you, and this is the same case here. I mean, we have 200mm of armor plus 4%, that means we will reach 208mm armor, and that makes a difference. For example, even some players change to APC air shells, they will still sometimes not being able to pen you only because you are using enhanced armor, and that's why I prefer always to use enhanced armor if I have a tank which has already a great armor. But if I have a tank with a paper armor, that doesn't make any sense to use enhanced armor because they are going to pen you anyway. So, and now camouflage net with also a good concealment, not the best one. Of course, refined gun, most of the tank destroyer don't have that best gun dispersion, that's why I always try to use the refined gun, exception maybe for the Scorpion, the German tier 8 premium tank. It has already a good accuracy, or for example the SU 130 PM, also a tier 8 premium Soviet tank destroyer. But in this case we need the refined gun and the enhanced gun laying drive. We have already a good shell velocity, we don't need the supercharger. With some tanks you need the supercharger, for example like the SU or the ISU, because the shell velocity is not that great, and it will be look like the shell is going to fly in the air somehow, and you cannot do good precision shots, and that's why I prefer for some tank destroyers and some tanks to play the supercharger. But in this case we have really already a good shell velocity, so with that I don't need to use the supercharger. So that's it about the equipment, defense system, engine accelerator always, and high-end consumables, and the toolbox. So it's really deadly if your tank get tracked and you use already your repair kits. So you still need that fast repair time so that you can go back again and hide to another place, or if a light tank is pushing on you and you get tracked, so that you get your mobility so fast as possible again. That's why I use my toolbox, especially while playing with a tank destroyer. So we don't need the engine power boost. I was just using it for fun mode, and we need the multi-purpose restoration. So if you get tracked 2 times, so I can repair always my track very fast, and if I get tracked 2 times and I have no more restoration pack and no more repair kit, I have that fast repair time. That's why I'm using, as I said, the toolbox.
Now let's recapitulate especially about the statistics and the upgrades of this tank. We got 1200 hit points, which is already strong or very strong, because we all know that most of the tier 7 tank destroyers got less HP. For example, if you take a look at the T28 only 1100, the Sing Emil only 1000 hit points, the SU100 M1 1150, the French one AMX AC 1100. So as you can see, we have really point of hit points, let's say, good. Damage also good. DPM, we saw it already, 2000, nearly 2500 DPM. That's already very strong for a tier 7 tank destroyer. Fast reload time for a tank destroyer too, about 7 seconds, 7.5. Using adrenaline we will reach about 7 seconds reload time. Good penetration with APC air shells, we are going to pen just anyone. We talked already about the armor, great armor for a tank destroyer. We have also speed better than the 80 series, the British one. We are faster, and we have for tank destroyer also not that bad rotation. That doesn't mean that you are going to push on light and medium tanks with this tank, because they are going to surround you anyway, but we have good rotation, which allows us to react very fast to the enemy's movement and to make good shots and good accurate shots. Now theory, now let's jump to the battlefield, and yeah, I want to show you some gameplay with this tank. I got 2 nice battle replays when I want to showcase you the good gun of this tank, but also the second battle, the good mobility of this tank and the good armor. And I got also a situation where I want to show you only actually if you are going hull down, you angle a little bit how effective this armor of this tank is, especially the front armor, and that a lot of shots are going to bounce while playing with this tank without doing actually not a lot. That's why this tank is really beginner friendly, and beginner friendly for new tank destroyer players. So let's go. Here we go. This is the situation I wanted to show you. We are here at map Mines, and look at this, 530 damage blocked already, and now I'm using this tank, the Explorer, as a shield for me to hide my the downplate of my hull. So right now they can see nearly only my turret and my side, and with that it's going to be very difficult to the enemy tanks to pin me, and I'm using my shield here very well to sneak some shots till the end to do as maximum as damage as possible. Try to stop the enemy tanks before getting destroyed, of course, but yeah, just create 1.6 damage blocked in a few seconds. This is really great. So here we go at map Hellas, doing yeah, boring things, playing with a tank destroyer, normal playstyle, going to my spot here. Here I can see both sides from this position. Is a good position here for a tank destroyer, because you can hit the heavies if your heavies spot some heavies, enemy heavies, and you can hit also from this position the mediums and the lights if your allies spot the lights. And here we go, a Hellcat just staying there, and here I can show you how good the gun of this tank is. Good accuracy, we can make a nice shot and a lot of damage in a few seconds while using the reload boosters. Here we go, 848 damage in a few seconds, but okay, that was lucky. The Hellcat was exposing himself very good like we want. And the next one gonna be the Skoda, 1.2k damage already, and the next one the T150. So from this position, if you have a good day, you can make a lot of damage. So now I'm located from the enemy tanks. Time to move away from here so that I don't get some shots from the left side from the enemy tanks. And yeah, always keep sneaking some shots. Look at this accuracy, guys. So in this battle we can see really how good and how accurate the gun of this tank is. Even we don't have the best gun dispersion, but it's a good gun dispersion for a tank destroyer. And here again, without APCR shells, even we are playing with a T28, we can see how difficult to pen this tank without APCR shells, and even with APCR shells, it's still very hard to pen him. Yeah, really tricky armor profile of this tank. The enemy tanks have to aim a lot on you to be able to pen you, and that was now the perfect example to show you actually how hard to pen this tank. That was all red. If I was using only AP shells with APCR shells, that was also not easy to pen this tank, especially if the enemy tank is trying to aim on you from long distance. If they are close to you, maybe you are easy to pen, especially from side or from back. From the front, it's still even harder to pen this tank, and that's why I like this tank, especially as I said, it's a beginner friendly tank destroyer. We have good movement. Try always to show your front armor while making your shots, and you are doing not a lot of mistakes, and you are going with the help of your team to win a lot of battles with this tank. And now let's go to the second battle. Oh wait, before we go to the second battle, let's show you how much credit I'm gonna win from this battle. From making 2.8k damage, second class mastery badge, we got here 77k credits, and as you saw, that wasn't very hard to do 2.8k damage. So this tank is really also a great credit maker. And now let's go to the second battlefield, or to the second battle that I have for you. And in this battle we're gonna see more how effective this tank is in point also of damage, but also in point of armor and in point of mobility. That with this tank you don't need always to camp, but you can also change your position, you can relocate and keep supporting your team. You can also be not that passive player, you can also be the active aggressive player while playing with this tank, thanks to the mobility and the good front armor. We are here at Rockfield. Yeah, as always, going with my team, going with the group, never go alone, especially while playing with a tank destroyer. I'm pushing with my team this time because I know I can rely on my front armor. And here, the first victim, I don't know what the LTTB is doing there, but as you can see, we have, thanks to Adrenaline, a fast reload time, and we can make quite a lot of damage in a few seconds. So now, very important, I'm not rushing on the LTTB, I'm instead of that going back, because I don't want to get close to a tank destroyer, because if I get close to a tank destroyer, he will troll me and he will surround me and finish me. That's why never ever get closer to light tanks or medium tanks, but try always to stay in distance with them. Or maybe if you are just, I don't know, 5v2, then you can push because you have your teammates with you, you can rely on them. So in the end of the battle, if your team are outnumbering the enemy tanks, maybe, I don't know, 5v2, then you can push on everyone because you have always your team with you. But in the beginning, never ever try to get close to mediums or light tanks. And here, as you can see, you can also play the aggressive way with this tank, the active play style, not the passive way, camping with a tank destroyer, because we can rely on the armor. As you saw, already 400 damage blocked, and even a shot just bounced from back, from the rear, a shot bounced, and random, but it can happen while playing with this tank. And now I know Poodle is the tier 6 tank, I can rely on my armor, so that's why I'm pushing on him. I know that he can't pen me very easy, and if I get penned, I mean, I still have 700 hit points, that's why I'm rushing. And as you saw, the Poodle bounced his shot, he's going to bounce again, already 700k damage, and I'm not going back, I'm still pushing. And here we go. Easy penetration on the 45 TP heavy tank. We know all that this tank has a great armor, but using AP and APCR shells, and here I wiggle a little bit, we can easy pen this tank. Now unlucky, I'm going to shot one shot on his turret, okay, it happens, and my teammate is going to finish him. I was destroyed, but 2k damage and 1.5 damage block. Yeah, very effective gameplay. I supported my team as good as I can, and we're going to reward ourselves with a win. And I'm going to reward myself. Let's see how much credits. For 2k damage, 36k credits. and I was the best player of my team. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope that especially the players who asked me to do a preview about this tank and some gameplay, so they know if they should go for this tank or not. I hope that I helped you with this video, so now you have a better idea, and now it's your decision if you want to go for this tank or not. In my opinion, go for it, it's worth it. And I said, especially if you are a tank destroyer fan, this is really a great tank destroyer and also beginner friendly. So if you got in a combination with skills, if you are a skilled player and you have your hands on this tank, you are going to make great battles and win a lot of battles. And if you are just a beginner player, this tank is beginner friendly, noob friendly. You are also going to win a lot of battles with this tank, and this tank is not going to punish you very fast if you do mistakes, like for example exposing your front armor or your side armor, because we are there good armored. That's it for this video guys. I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, stay tuned, and see you for sure in the next video. Bye bye.